Bienvenida, adorada hermana Shardai. Con esta agüita aromática de mi seguro, te ofrezco un levantamiento, un florecimiento, en apreciación a tu presencia en el mundo. My beloved sister, Shardai, it gives me profound honor and respectful obeisance to open up this space for us to share story, talk story together. Thank you for showing up, being present, speaking your truth, unencumbered by any fear, doubt, or insecurity, and remaining open to outcome, never attached. I have a couple of questions for you, my love. The first question is, what initially drew you to the practice of Pachacuti Mesa tradition shamanic arts?
Yeah, juicy question. Yeah, let's see what wants to come now. Yeah, I think for me, I spent a long time gathering wisdom about the herbs, about the nature, about the goddess, about medicine in all forms, and about relationship. And I was struggling to really ground all of that wisdom someplace. And so for me, the altar, the Pachacuti Mesa tradition helped me to find a repository for all of these things that made me fully human, that made me alive and connected and animated. And instead of kind of floating off or getting, scattered, I was able to kind of harness that energy, that wisdom from all these different traditions or paths, yoga, meditation, all of the Eastern, Western, Southern philosophies. So that was an intent, or that was a desire in my heart to have some place to really focus my energy. And so then fast forward a few years, I started to have a massive breaking open, a breaking through and a breaking down process, where I started to unlearn all of these things that I had been taught my whole life that I am, and that the world is. And I started to hear the call of the Mother Earth, and to know that there's some assistance that I personally have to offer, some medicine that I am to be a part of. And it was this sense of great importance, and at the same time, I'm just me, right? And I really felt that dichotomy, and I didn't quite know where to turn. And so the more that I got to know my magical genius that was coming into form, the more I learned how to work with the light and the dark and all these unseen realms that I had never encountered before, in a way that was from the heart instead of from fear. The more that I really awakened to my purpose, and learned how to step forward into communities of people like this community, like other communities, that I could offer that genius that was unique to me. So, yeah, I'll say there's a lot of mentorship I had in that process. And I remember having a session with Judy Hoagland, who helped me to who introduced me to the Mesa and helped me to clear some confusion in my field. And from that moment of seeing how alive the tradition was, and seeing that there before me was this repository that I was looking for, this field, I began to understand, okay, this is the path that I am to walk next, a place where it can hold all of me.
Beautifully articulated, my love. In your search for integration, after having experienced a crack in the cosmic egg, I hear you saying that you were able to manage any breakdown as a breakthrough to another level of awareness and consciousness that was unifying of your human persona with your divine, multidimensional, emergent soul that is the source of the medicine that now guides and informs your service path on earth. And the Mesa, what attracted you initially to the practice was that integrative power of that altar ground that is a mirror of heaven and an embodiment of earth. Good medicine at the personal level that turns into medicine at the interpersonal and then transpersonal level, such as you're practicing now as a sanctioned teacher of this lineage. Again, I thank you for showing up. I recall the first time I saw you sitting in circle. I knew that you were a soul that had been born in a world that was so foreign to you. So different from the realm of consciousness that you had initially manifested from. Our community, our practice is a place that is like that home. Many of us have come here, lost, and now we have a nation of medicine people. Thank you for continuing being a catalyst in that and allowing your genius to shine as it does exactly where you're sitting right now. So I have another question for you, my love. And it involves having attained sanctioning as a Pachacuti Mesa tradition mentor and teacher. And being sanctioned as a teacher usually changes, transforms, or evolves who we are. Could you speak to that? How have you most significantly felt your growth, your transformation as a result of being a teacher?
Yeah. Thank you for your reflections and your question. Well, this image is still here that is haunting me. So I'll describe it to you. And it's as if you've come to a beautiful library that is so ancient. And as you walk in the doors, everything is gold and crimson. And there's a book on the shelf that is just for you. And you pluck it off and feel the velvety cover, and as you open it, you're overcome by the waft of smells of this ancient text. And as you turn the pages, perhaps you even taste them a bit. And the perfect medicine, the perfect images and words that you need to see, to hear, are just glowing out from the pages. And you might not even know what they mean yet, but you know that they have significance for you. And as you start or keep turning the pages, you have the sense of all of the hands who've ever held this book. Stretching forward and backward and up and down in time. And you feel the power of that lineage. Knowing that anyone who's ever opened this book has read exactly what they've needed to read. And this book has been here as long as anyone can remember. And so back here in my seat now, there's an ask to continue to offer that beautiful work and to allow other people to have that opportunity to open the pages and to receive their own remembrance. And that, to me, is true power. That sovereignty of inner knowing. That's what's coming.
Like individuation, from the point of view of Jungian psychology, process of transformation that occurs when one has been sanctioned by a lineage to carry it on and make it available in its most pristine manner with one's own signature as a ceremonialist, as a teacher, woven together for the 7 generations, is a process with no finality. There's no end to it. And I hear you acknowledging that by the analogy of that ancient text that you pull off the shelf. That the depth of wisdom there is infinite. And so your encounter as a teacher with the amount of wisdom that your student or apprentice body carries informs you, transforms you, grows you as corn and potatoes, as food for the soul of the world, our anima mundi. Those are my reflections on your answer to that question. Are there any last words you have before we bid temporary farewell?
Yeah, just to speak to anyone who is feeling like at times insignificant to the greater change that's occurring in the world. It's just a call to courage, a call to to find community and to find whatever brings heart and meaning to you and devote yourself to that, because that changes the world.
It's a labor of love.
I
love you, sister. Thank you so much for spending this time.
Love you too. Thanks for the invitation. Mwah.
The Rainbow Tribe salutation. It must be the closing. Namaste.
Namaste.